Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, whenever you see this and wherever you're at, and welcome to the Ambassadorial Wing. As always, I am your host, the Ambassador, and with me this evening, I have got two great friends of the Wing. You know them, you love them. The Master of None, Brian Hill, and the Knight of Nerdiness himself, Sir Nerdlot. And gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. And this is going to be a fun stream. It's also going to be a long stream because we're going to be covering a lot of ground. We're going to be breaking down the latest episode of WandaVision, and then we're going to be switching over to Twitch, and I'll be watching for my first time Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition. So, fellas, it's always a pleasure to have you here. How y'all doing?
Oh, doing pretty good, man. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. So, well, and considering the fact we've got so much ground to cover, I don't think we're going to stand on a whole lot of ceremony. We'll go ahead and jump into the WandaVision review, and then we'll go from there. And can we just say, holy freaking cow?
Mm-hmm.
For this episode of WandaVision. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's one of those situations where I once again can't wait till next week. Come on, give it to me.
Give it to me. Give it to me now. I want it. I need it. I must have it in my life.
This is it right now. Yep.
So, fellas, initial thoughts or anything in particular on this episode that you want to discuss?
I don't know. As far as like knockdown, drag 'em out episodes, I think the last couple have been a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. A little bit bigger in terms of reveals. I mean, the Agatha Harkness thing is huge, but I think we all kind of were like, yeah, Agnes. Come on.
Yeah,
so,
we all saw that coming.
Yeah, and the part of that I liked is when at the end when she's like, and I killed Sparky. I was like, oh no. But no, I think it's really cool, and I think we're going to see like the next overall bad guy. I don't know if Agatha is necessarily I think she's at more of a henchman level. You know what I mean? Well, you know how like Loki had the staff, and he was a vessel for Thanos. The same thing as Ronan. You know what I mean? I think she's a vessel for the next big bad.
And that's entirely a possibility. Of course, the thing to remember is that in the comics, Agatha Harkness is not a lightweight in her own right in terms of the villain department. I mean, she can cause some havoc on her own. But yeah, Brian, you might have a point there. Nerdlot, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I believe that with Brian, yeah, a little delay probably. I believe probably same lines along with Brian there that Agatha is definitely doing a lot of stuff within the Hex, but she is doing it for somebody else. Like, I have a big theory that I don't know if you really want to get into it, but
yeah.
Hey, theories are all good here. So
yeah, go right out ahead, my friend.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so my theory is that Agatha Harkness is drawing off of Wanda's power to power whatever book that was in the basement, whether or not it's the Darkhold or another book. But she's using it to power that book, and that book is going to open up the multiverse or a door to another dimension, and it's going to release some type of like Mephisto, Nightmare, Grim Reaper, or maybe some type of combination of all three of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I honestly, like I said before we got started, if it turns out that Harkness is working for somebody else, you know what? That's cool. That's fine. I mean, I'm all for there being um, multiple villains, and you've got henchman level villains, and you've got the uber bad villains, obviously. So if they're kind of working off of the same framework here with WandaVision, cool. Um, yeah, I get the distinct impression that she might be siphoning off of Wanda's abilities, because here's the thing that Agatha said that I think is actually a misnomer on her part. She's like, "You're not the only magical gal around," and the thing is, Wanda's powers are not mystical; they're cosmic. Big difference. I mean, yeah, we've referred to her as a Scarlet Witch because that's her call sign, her code name, obviously, from the comics. But this iteration, and I'm actually going to discuss this in the video I'm going to be putting out next week about the Children of Infinity, her powers are derived from an Infinity Stone, particularly the Mind Stone. But this is something else I'm going to bring up, and I don't mind talking a little bit about it here. It almost seems like to me the powers or the abilities from the Infinity Stones are almost interlinked. Like space is linked into reality, reality is linked into the mind, mind is linked into power, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
there's a connection between them.
Yeah, because if you notice, and I know it was partially for aesthetics, that whenever she manifests her abilities, they look red because, well, her, like I said, her name is the Scarlet Witch. But her powers are not mystical. Her powers are cosmic. She's almost a low-level cosmic being in a manner of speaking. So.
Yeah, I agree, man.
So. But
like one of the key things for my theory is that whenever you see the book, it's glowing with, like, you know, her typical power. You know, so there's got to be a connection with her power and that book.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but like if you remember back to Doctor Strange, there was a couple of books missing from the forbidden section. So I mean, there's a possibility that it could be one of them. You know.
Well, it's entirely possible that Harkness does have a connection to the school at Carmartage. I mean, remember, she says, "You're not the only magical gal around," so she's had mystical training somewhere, and the logical conclusion would be that she did go to Carmartage, or she went to an affiliate school, possibly.
Yeah,
or maybe she's self-taught. We don't.
Sorcery, you know, yeah.
Yeah, so any one of those possibilities is likely. And just a quick shout out to everybody in the chat: Andrew Casale, Classic Comics, and Tim Myers. Good evening, gentlemen. Good that you're all here, and thank you for tuning in tonight. Really a fun stream. Got a lot going on tonight, so appreciate y'all being here. The other interesting thing is, and this is a little more about the episode. When me and Brian were discussing this before we went on, when Monica goes through the hex barrier, I don't know if y'all picked up on this as Nerdlot or anything, you in particular. Did you notice that her appearance or almost seemed to fragment?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where it breaks off into 4 different pieces. Like the 4 different phases, the 2 phases of what she was wearing when she was in there, the phase of her going in, and then, you know, what she was wearing at the time, and basically how everyone was talking to her, kind of inspiring her. And, you know, even Captain Marvel was like, you know, you're tough and get on through. And it kind of gave her the strength to put them all together and continue marching through the barrier, you know, for the final time. You know, I think it's awesome. And the fact that she basically did like the superhero landing kind of deal, where it was just the 3-point landing. I thought that was awesome. And the fact she stood up to Wanda at the end, I mean, that was great.
Yeah. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. Do you think Monica is now a mutant? And if so,
Um, possibility, yes. I think she's probably more like you know how Captain Marvel is melded with the Tesseract. You know what I mean?
well, so you think she might be what I'm calling a child of infinity, a child of the Infinity
Mhm.
Stones?
Yep. Well, I mean the
Hmm.
same thing as Wanda, because I mean her powers derived from the Mind Stone. So I mean,
Yeah.
just like Vision. So I mean, but I'm hoping that they can actually like find a way to reconstitute the Infinity Stones, because I figure I don't know, wouldn't it throw things into chaos if they didn't have them?
Here's the thing. I don't know if um I don't think something as powerful as the Infinity Stones can necessarily be destroyed as easily as Thanos made it out to be. Because the
Hmm.
thing you have to remember about the Infinity Stones is these are each part of a system that governs the creation and the ordering of the entire cosmos. The
Well, they're like the
Marvel cosmos,
linchpins of the universe. Yeah,
quite
yeah.
literally. So he might have destroyed their physical manifestation to a certain degree, but I don't think they're necessarily just completely gone. I think it might take somebody extremely powerful, like say Adam Warlock, depending on how far they go with his character, or maybe Doctor Strange, or any number of people to reconstitute the Infinity Stones into their physical forms again.
Hmm.
Something tells me that the Phase Four of the MCU is not going to be dealing with a necessarily a MacGuffin per se, like the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Stones. I get the feeling that it's going to be dealing with something much more massive than that.
Hmm.
Um, and Aaron Entertainment, yeah, I can't. I'm not familiar with the character of Nightmare, so I don't really know a whole lot about them. But if that's what the director for Doctor Strange 2 is wanting to do, then I say cool. I get the impression that Nightmare is kind of on the same realm of existence or power scale in terms of like a Thanos or a Kang the Conqueror or something along those lines. Would that be accurate, fellas?
Yeah, yeah. Like it would something overarching. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Oh, his internet kept glitching.
okay.
It's all good.
That's fine, bud. We understand. Not a problem. So,
But yeah, I mean that, and then like the children. The whole
mhm.
show was built up for the children, for the children. You know what I mean? And like it's Agnes was behind all of it. You know, as far as like wanting her to have the kids, talking to her, like every conversation that she had with her through the first few episodes until she had the kids. You know, not only that, but she was there when every time that they sped up their growth too. So it's like,
Mhm.
hmm. And now it's like she shows up and what? There's a half-eaten sandwich, half-eaten, half drinking tea, and I'm just wondering, like, where did the kids go? Because we didn't get to see them.
Yeah, that's going to be the really interesting thing. And of course, we got that mid credit scene or whatever it is, um, about what exactly when Monica goes snooping around Agatha's house and she finds the basement, the outside basement entrance, and then of course Pietro shows up and he
Hmm.
says snoopers are going to snoop or something to that effect.
Yeah, and then
So,
doesn't he try to like hypnotize her or something like that? Like,
he doesn't really do anything per se. It
oh,
leaves you
okay.
on a cliffhanger.
Oh no, never mind. Her eyes turned blue because it was her powers. I get it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I
So
saw that too, and I was like, wait a minute, her eyes are glowing. What's going
yeah,
on?
yeah. Um,
Well, and then the
entertainment
other.
they want.
Oh yeah, exactly. They want to turn Wanda into the villain, but I think it's the other way around. Well, and then the other funny part was the whole Darcy angle. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Like, I mean, she goes in handcuffed to the Jeep, and she comes out,
An escape artist.
an escape artist, which I thought that was great. And then, the Vision gets her out of it, and she becomes the storyteller for, Vision, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah, I got the very distinct impression that the theme of this particular episode, it almost felt like they were focusing it, they were theming it after like something like The Office or something
Yeah.
along those lines.
Mhm.
Just the interview type of documentary style with Vision and with Darcy and with Wanda.
Yeah,
And
the mockumentary style. Yeah.
The mockumentary, yeah, that's it. So, I'll be
Well, not
I'll be
only
interested.
that. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, I think it was also really good because then at the end you got to see Vision kind of sympathize with Wanda, and
Mhm.
realize that, hey, I could just get the hell out of here and go save the day. I think that was pretty freaking amazing. Because she had to kill him, and I mean that's got to be so painful of a memory to live with.
Yeah, I have to agree because in this episode, w- um, crap, Darcy fills Vision in on a whole lot of different things that have
Mhm.
happened, and he doesn't remember any of it. Literally, he does not remember a single thing about what happened before he came into the Hex.
Mhm.
So, and just to see his shock, to see what's going on. Yeah, not a lot. She had to watch him die.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
after she killed him, it's like Thanos brought him back, ripped it out of his head, and then he died again.
yep, pretty much.
Yeah, so I mean, I could, like I said, the commercial with the antidepressant was like, wow, it's so fitting. Just the whole
Yeah,
episode.
yeah, Nexus, which
I thought about Star Trek: The Next Generation, or sorry, Star Trek Generations when I
you
saw that.
too, you too.
Yeah, you did too. I was like, oh, well, because it was
Yes,
like the same thing. Because the temporal nexus was like, it's a different reality. You get what you want, and like
Mhm.
when you get in there, you forget everything. Unless you're Captain Picard.
Pretty
You
much.
see
Yeah,
you see a star exploding in a Christmas ornament.
yeah, essentially. And a old familiar face to the chat that hasn't been in here a while, Rev Kev. Rev, good to see you. Pleasure as always to have you in the chat, and glad you're here. And just want to give a shout out to Rev Kev. Everybody, um, if you haven't checked out Rev Kev's channel, go give him a peep. And if you like what you see, definitely subscribe. I'm subscribed to his channel, and I watch him often, and he does a lot of really good stuff. So anyway, and I'll bring up Nerdlot's comment here. Nexus in the comic book lore is basically a doorway to the multiverse. Yeah, it well also the Nexus, the way they formula. Well, no, because wait a minute, we already had the ether with the with the paper towels.
Yeah, the Reality Stone type
So
deal.
what would this one be? Would this almost be like would this be like the Soul Stone, maybe?
Well, no, because they're saying the Soul Stone was the yogurt commercial.
I thought that was the Time Stone because of the kid
Rapidly aging.
yeah, I thought that was the mind. I thought that was the Time Stone.
Yeah, that
I'm
could
not
be.
sure. So I'm not sure what this one is, honestly.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people, I don't know, man. It's very interesting. Like I've been watching those theories too, where it's like every one of them is a whatchamacallit, like yeah, it seemed like it was Reality Stone because she'd be like, well, is this your reality or is it? Like I think that would make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, that's entirely possible. Yeah, Nerdlot, don't feel bad about that, bud. Truly, I think everybody thought it was the Reality Stone, but it was established that the one with the paper towels that was wiping up all of the liquid, that
The
was
red material. Yeah.
that was the Reality Stone, more than likely. So
Be in the ether or whatever.
yeah, so, but in terms of the episode, I know. So I was listening to Pop Culture Corner yesterday, Ty and Jack, and Ty made a little bit of a joke. He's like, I didn't like the song, what they did with Agatha, and then he's like, joking, kidding. He's like, it was fine. Honestly, I liked the song because it kind of wrapped up he's like, and that's the great thing. I don't mind if you give us hints or clues or say, hey, this is what's actually going on.
Yeah, of course.
And they did it cleverly. They did it with a nice little flourish.
Oh,
and
the
I
monsters,
appreciate it.
Like I love the monsters.
Oh yeah.
It
was
that was one of the
Agatha
shows
all along.
I watched it so much. Like the Monsters was one of my favorite TV shows. If you go back in the day to the black and white ones, and then like the story behind that show, my gosh, the poor guy who played Herman Munster, I guess he lost like 100 pounds in the first season, just because like all the prosthetics that he had to wear as Herman Munster.
Yeah. Sir Nerdlot, that's entirely possible too.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could lay that theory we were talking about down.
Yeah. Well, they keep hinting that we're going to get some sort of character cameo at the end of the series that's going to be on the same level of when Luke Skywalker made his appearance at the end of Mandalorian in the last episode of season 2 of Mandalorian. And mild spoilers for those of you that might not be aware who have been sitting underneath a rock for the last 2 or 3 months. Luke Skywalker made an appearance at the end of season 2 of The Mandalorian and saved everybody, and it was awesome. And I cried a little. One of my theories is, and if y'all don't agree with me, that's completely cool and everything. I don't have a problem with that. My theory is maybe it's going to be Doctor Strange, for the simple fact that dealing with someone like Agatha Harkness, and if they're wanting to tie this series into Doctor Strange, what better way to do so than have the one person that can nix anything that Agatha Harkness and Nightmare are possibly going to do.
Yeah, the Sorcerer Supreme. So
yeah. Now, if it turns out to be someone else, if it turns out to be a mutant of some sort, say one with a certain magnetic personality, I'd be okay with that too.
Well, see, I think if we're narrowing stuff down with that, though, Paul Bettany did work with Ian McKellen. Okay, not to say that I don't want to see that version of Magneto, but I would love to see Michael Fassbender's Magneto come back, because I dug him as Magneto, and then I think
yep.
See, yeah, I don't know if Cumberbatch is going to be that kind of level. Well, there we go, Gandalf. Well, no, I was thinking either that or Professor Xavier, not by Patrick Stewart, but by McAvoy.
James McAvoy. Yeah, that's a possibility too. And another familiar face making an appearance this evening, Jason P. Preston of Polyhedral Paradise. Jason, good to see you, my friend. Always a pleasure. Hope you're doing well. It's been a while. I'll give another shout out, guys, and I'll do the same. Everybody, if you haven't checked out Entertainment's channel, I just recently came across his and everything not too long ago, and he does some good content on his channel as well. So go give him a peep. And the same thing is, if you are a hardcore Dungeons and Dragons role playing fanatic, Polyhedral Paradise is where you need to be. Full stop. The buck stops here. Go check out Polyhedral and go support an awesome guy and an awesome friend of the Ambassador Wing. Aaron, you're very, very welcome.
Yeah.
And polyhedral, Jason, that is good to hear, my bud. That is truly, truly good to hear. So
Right on, man.
yeah. So, and yeah, Jason, you're very, very welcome. So, but yeah, in terms of the episode, I know some people are kind of bummed that we didn't actually get to see who the aerospace engineer was that designed the rover. I was almost waiting with bated breath, like, okay, where's Reed? Where's Reed? Where's Reed? Where's
It
Reed?
was trending on Twitter, I think.
I'm
Well,
like,
not only that, but when they made the Office parallels, I thought that was pretty funny because Jimmy Woo played Jim in an
yeah,
episode.
I remember. Yeah,
And Evan Peters was there, and James Spader was there. So it's like all those characters that were in the MCU were also played on The Office. So it's like
totally, yeah. So, and hey, Rev Kev, if they do bring in Mephisto, I'd be fine with that. I'm not opposed to anything that they necessarily do at this point because they're doing it well. So as long as they do it well, I'm fine with that.
it's like I have faith going forward in these guys.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree. And Synder a lot, one of my many, many mods, one of my good friends. Thank you, bud, and thank you, and for putting Aaron's link in the chat. So, good egg. So, well, is
Evan Peters
there
Mephisto? It could be a possibility. But
I don't think so, though, because just the simple fact Mephisto would not allow himself to be controlled by a petty mortal.
That is true. Oh, yeah. See, that's a question we can answer real quick there, Mr. Aaron.
What?
Oh, Aaron Entertainment's the Jennifer Lawrence rumor. Well, let me give you my 2 cents on this one here. Really?
Why not?
Well, because first off, I didn't like the fact that she phoned it in Dark Phoenix.
Well, I think everybody kind of phoned it in Dark Phoenix.
Granted, everybody else kind of phoned it in that movie as well, but I could not stand her character in that last one. It was horrible. And then let's be honest, were the Hunger Games really that good?
Yes. Do you want me to bring Man Ambassador on? I'll do it. I don't want to go to war, man. I'll let her debate you that. Yes, because me and her, we're both hardcore Hunger Games fans. We love the Hunger Games.
Yeah, but that'd be a fairly. I don't know. Like I said, I just don't know, man. I either move on, or keep her as Mystique. I mean, I don't see why she can't continue playing Mystique in this new universe, but Sue Storm, come on, let's find somebody else.
And hey, you know what? If it turns out that isn't her, cool.
Yeah, see, they were a bit repetitive. I did. Oh, that's a possibility. Mr. Scratch, her son.
That's possible. And hey, you know what? And you know what? Opinions are like belly buttons. Everybody has one, unless you're a clone. So,
unless you don't like the Hunger Games. No, the first one was good. The second one was all right. And the last two, I was just like, oh, come on.
Honestly, I thought they were all solid across the board. I thought they told a really cool story, and I was certainly entertained with them. I mean, I saw the middle one first, and then I had to go back to Netflix and watch the first one. I was like, okay, this makes sense now.
Well, I think it kind of sucks that like they lost a lot of the headline actors throughout that movie. I mean, like Donald Sutherland died real quick, right? I mean,
no.
Oh wait, no,
he survived to the end.
Oh no, that was not.
You might be thinking of Lenny Kravitz as what's his face? The designer. He died in the second.
Yeah.
He died in the second movie.
No, Philip Seymour Hoffman. He passed away before they made the last movie.
Actually, no, he survived and everything, but towards the end is when towards the end of shooting is when he died.
Yeah, see, I
Because
want the Emily Blunt, John Krasinski.
That's more of a fan cast
for.
now. That's more of a fan cast, honestly, but that's not necessarily a fan cast that I am opposed to by any means. I'm not. I'm pretty cool with that idea of having those two as Sue Storm and Reed Richards. I mean, they're married in real life, so they've already got chemistry on that element, and they're both strong actors. I mean, they proved that in A Quiet Place Part 1. So, which I've got a copy of. I still haven't sat down and watched it, but I'm going to eventually. So I might do that as a review down the road. So,
Okay.
Well, Brian, anything else about the episode that we want to dig into before we switch over to BVS?
No, I think we should switch gears and talk a little Batman versus Superman. But since you haven't, you've seen the theatrical release, right?
Actually, I've never seen it. Period.
Okay, excellent. So, yeah, we'll be going in good. I will keep my mouth shut.
Well, folks, I am going to share the link for the BVS watch party. I'm going to put it down in the chat, obviously. So hit that link. If you have a copy, cool. If you don't, okay. That might not be the right link. Hold on. Make sure I get the right player link for this thing.
Got it on HBO Max. Wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have that on my
Let's see.
computer, so I can't do it I can't go that route. Sadly.
Oh. You want me to share the screen?
So. No, it's fine. I got it.
All right.
Okay. All right. There is the link. I'm pretty sure that is the right link. So we're going to switch over to Twitch here now. So hope to see you all there, obviously. And look forward to this first viewing of Batman versus Superman. So link is up there. And we're going to end it here on YouTube. I might leave it up on Facebook. I don't know what their thing is about watch parties or anything, so we'll wait and see. Hopefully nothing goes hinky. If it does, it does. We're still on Twitch and we're good. So, all right, folks. We'll see you on Twitch here in just a second. Come on, do your thing.